Nice, easy trip, overnight. Just kind of slept on the plane.
What was the greeting like when you first got to the facility?
Oh, very welcoming. Seeing a lot of the guys, seeing a lot of the other staff in the building. Seeing Fred, he said hi to me, told me about how excited he is. So just very blessed and very excited to be here.
What's it like navigating the pre-draft process? There's a lot of risers, fallers, just when everyone's looking so closely at you.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknown in this process, so kind of just keeping my head level and kind of just trying to control whatever I can control, so that was being the best athlete I could be in the moment and also being a great football player in the sense of IQ and knowing ball. So just really try to control those things and let everything else take its own place.
Your dad is a former Marine, is that correct?
Yes.
How's that sort of reflected in you and your style of play at receiver?
Yeah, I grew up very disciplined, and also very tough, So being a son of a Marine, you kind of just be raised that way. And on the field, it translates to my physicality and also being disciplined in everything that I'm doing.
What's it like going from Paradise to Pullman?
It was a little bit of a rough transition, a little bit, wasn't used to the cold weather, wasn't used to all the snow, but after a while got used to it, and had a lot of fun there.
Your uncle was a wrestler. Did you grow up around wrestling, or how was that like part of your life?
Yeah, I was a big WWE fan growing up. Always loved it, and he was a big time wrestler a long time ago. So I think it was really cool.
Do you still follow it?
Yes, I do a little bit. Every now and then when I can watch it.
Coach Shanahan talked about how he was really impressed with your route running, but then really fell in love with you when he saw your blocking skills. Talk to us about where your blocking skills started.
Yeah, Hawaii's football is very physical. It's very physical, and I believe in establishing dominance on the field. So whatever I can do to establish dominance from the person going against me. So being physical, blocking as hard as I can. At the end of the day, it's a team sport. So whatever I can do to help the overall team win, help the run game get started, or help a fellow receiver who just caught the ball, right? So just trying to do my part to help the whole team.
In the 24 hours since you got drafted, did you do some research on past 49er wide receivers beyond Jerry Rice and maybe some more of the recent guys?
Yeah, there are some guys that I kind of already knew of, just from watching the games and stuff like that. But definitely excited to be in this room, learn from the vets in this room, and just kind of add to my game.
You don't have the same body type as Juwan Jennings, but he's known for his blocking. Is that somebody who has jumped out to you in recent years?
For sure. Yeah, I think blocking is very a big part of the game, especially at receiver. Not a lot of people do it at a high level, so for a receiver to do that at a high level, it means a lot.
What does it mean for you to represent Hawaii in the NFL?
Oh, so blessed and so good. Growing up, I never thought I would be here. I always had faith and always had a great mission. But, sometimes when you don't have someone to look up to, it almost feels out of reach. So I'm glad I can be that role model for the people back home, and they can look at me and believe in themselves and know that if you just keep working hard, you can do it.
What are your first football memories?
It would probably be playing football in Hawaii against all those big Samoan kids and kind of just being like a little small undersized kid and getting thrown around a lot. But that kind of brought out the best of me, made me be more physical, started putting on weight, started kind of lifting weights, taking it a little more serious. But I think that really molded me to who I am.
One of the scouting reports I saw described you as having Hawaii chill. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but how would you describe your personality?
Yeah, I'm a very laid back guy. I kind of let things come to me. I'm not really pressing a lot of things. I'm not really in a rush. I kind of just love to be in the moment and be where my feet are. Try not to think too far ahead or kind of dwell in the past. Just really being grateful for life as of right now.
Anything that stood out in your interview with Leonard Hankerson or your talks with him during the pre-draft process?
Yeah, just his excitement of me being here. So I'm very blessed and very grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Photos if you're interested, otherwise